Positive Power 21 with Jerry Royce Live. And when I'm online, I listen to Jerry Royce Live at www.spreaker.com/positivepower21.org. Y'all heard?
I always listen to what people say. Afraid to use the ideas in my own head. Giving too much, making it tough for me. But I don't want to live under the cloak of earthly surroundings. I would rather live high in the skies of heavenly dreams. No one ever said living this life would always be easy. But I'm so thankful you left these instructions for me. So I'll only do what Jesus says. I'll only do what Jesus says.
You are listening to Jerry Royce Live Worldwide Podcast.
Hi, if you're struggling with your relationship or you just can't seem to find the right one, author Gerald Manuel has written an enlightening new book entitled How to Identify Your Spiritual Soulmate. You may order a copy today from Amazon.com or at BarnesandNoble.com. This book is sure to answer many of the questions you may have. Thank you and God bless you.
Hi, everybody. It's Jenice-la-vonne, contemporary gospel artist, and you're listening to Jerry Royce Live Worldwide.
You are listening to PositivePower21.org with Jerry Royce.
What up? It's your boy Kano Kingston.
Hi, this is Angel Sessions.
Hey, this is Pat.
Hi, I'm Teresa Powell.
Hi, Jerry. This is Ira Sandro Carter.
Hi, this is Phil Powers.
Hello, this is Teresa Bobby with Jerry Royce Live.
Hi, I'm Philip Barron. I'm live on the Jerry Royce Show.
Hey, what it do? It's your boy Houston Saint.
Peace, this is Dahlia, the poet, spoken word artist.
Hello, this is Lamar Marquise with Jerry Royce Live.
All right, everyone. You got Robin Lynn, and I'm keeping it live right now on Jerry Royce Live.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? What's up? This is a award-winning podcast with the greatest podcast on earth. Thank you for stopping by. I'm your host, Jerry Royce Live Worldwide on Internet Radio, where you get your positive on. So when it's all positive, it's all power. That's positive power. This is a worldwide podcast for growth, wealth, and success. Thank you.
Think you know how drugs get in those little brown bottles? Think again. Set in the green hills of western New Jersey, inside the gilded halls of power of a U.S. pharmaceutical company where decisions are worth billions of dollars and human lives worth less. Nicholas Harding, a young executive at Marshall Pharmaceutical, finds his career, family, and life in jeopardy. The Farmhouse, a suspense thriller novel by Bill Powers, published by Donna Inc. Publications, available at Amazon.com or DonnaInc.org. Go to Bill's webpage at www.author.BillPowers.com.
Are you looking for the next great read? A book filled with love, passion, betrayal, and intrigue. The award-winning novel, Season of Change, by Tamika Patrice Kane, is sure to satisfy your literary sweet tooth. Check out this must-read book reviewers are calling uplifting and emotional, and exceptionally great read, deeply intense and thought-provoking. Order your copy today, available in paperback and ebook on Amazon.com or at www.tamikapatrice.com.
Are you an author looking for promotional services or a reader looking for a great read at low prices? In this competitive world of books, Writing Royalty Promotions is dedicated to bringing authors and readers together to build a greater respect for literature through our various promotional services and online bookstore. So head over to WritingRoyaltyPromotions.com and check us out.
Thank you, everybody, for joining us, and welcome to PositivePower21.org. Can you feel the power? Can you feel the power of 21? I am Jerry Royce Live. I am blessed. I am worldwide, and you're listening to episode 361 with Jenice-la-vonne, contemporary gospel artist, and she's here tonight to talk to us. But before we bring her on, let's hear a word from our sponsor. That's right. And tonight we got Angel Sessions.
Hi, this is Angel Sessions, and when I'm in town, I listen to Jerry Royce Live, PositivePower21.org, where they play my favorite music.
Oh yeah, and she's coming to Positive Power on June 18th to talk about her album Southern Comfort, and she got a brand new piece out. So let's just hear this piece real quick from Angel Sessions. Don't Let Go.
Oh no. Too hard. Oh no, it never is. Never too hard, never too hard. It never is, never too hard. Forever, no. Focus, trust him in his word. Don't let go. He knows, waiting. He knows, anticipating. Don't give up, no matter what. Be of good courage and he shall thrill. Then your heart all ye. The hope in the Lord. You gotta stand up and be strong, strong. You gotta stand up and hold on. Never too hard, never too hard. Never too hard. For God. Focus, trust him in his word. Don't you know?
You are listening to Jerry Royce Live Worldwide Podcast.
All right, that message is from Angel Sessions. That's right, she'll be here on June 18th with PositivePower21.org. But tonight we got at www.lovejenice-la-vonne.com. Jenice-la-vonne, she's from North Crest, Georgia, by the way of East Elkhurst, New York. Jenice was born and raised in church under the apostolic doctrine and Pentecostal experience. With parents active in ministry, her father bishop and her mother missionary and teacher, the word of God was planted in her heart at an early age. Jenice began singing on the children's choir at the tender age of 2, and at the age of 11 she began writing her own songs. From the wise advice of her father, Jenice continued writing, acquired a vocal coach who helped her hone her craft, and was given several open doors to ministry through song. In 2007, Jenice joined forces with Raheem Bayard of Caesar Entertainment, producing a 3-song demo which was released locally. In 2009, she completed the first annual gospel star search at the Greater Refuge Temple Church of Our Lord Jesus Christ, Cool JC, where she came in second place. In December 2010, Jenice toured Europe with J. David Bratton and the New York State Mass Choir after being given the opportunity to see the world. The fire began to burn again with excitement in Jenice's heart to produce her own music. It's also that in the last day, perilous times should come. 2 Timothy 3:1, aren't they here? With a dire thirst for ministry and evangelism in music, Jenice-la-vonne sets the tone for a new era, blending the sounds of contemporary gospel and contemporary Christian music, all while being rooted in a traditional gospel message. Jenice-la-vonne's sound and mission from her music is undeniably evangelistic, for it seeks to minister the soul. Her new CD called The Call by Jenice-la-vonne is a full CD. It's available for $9.99, and we're going to hear a song from her CD. I'll tell it everybody. Here we go. And this one is called Real Friend.
Let me tell you about my friend in Jesus. Rusty died and shed blood.
That is from her album, The Call. Jenice-la-vonne, welcome to positivepower21.org. How you doing tonight?
I'm wonderful. How are you? Thank you for having me.
You're welcome. And I love Do What Jesus Says and Real Friend. Wow. Those are nice cuts.
Thank you.
Congratulations to you.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Yeah, you go. Wow. And I can't wait to play The Wonder of You. That's what we're going to hear at our break. So, wow. So you only gave me 3 songs? That's all you gave me?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, that's all for now.
Yeah, see, the perks of my job is to get, like the whole album, get albums for free,
Well, you never know. We might slide you one, so you never know.
All right. I appreciate it. Brother got a lot of overhead. Yeah. Wow.
All right,
so selling for, but that's not bad though. $9.99. So how many cuts do we get for $9.99?
It's actually 8 tracks. It's my first EP. So it's 8 tracks, and they were all carefully thought out. And I believe that everybody's going to enjoy each track.
Yeah. So you call it an EP? EP?
Yeah. It's just a little shorter version of an album. Albums usually are 10 songs or more, and I'm just short of that, so it's 8.
Yeah, you almost made it. But, the good thing is, you got some music out there, so anything else come along would just be released like as singles?
Well, yeah, the next thing that will be released after this will be a single, but that will be a single that's a part of a full-length album, probably about 12 tracks.
Yeah, wow. Good for you. Now earlier we were talking, I threw out some names. I thought they were CD, but you said they were singles. So you have released singles before this one?
Yeah, I have 3 singles, and 1 collaboration that I did with a spoken word artist. So, yeah, you can go on iTunes and check it out. Just type in Jenice-la-vonne, and all of my singles are there.
Yeah, I like to hear that one. Yeah, you should have gave me that one, too. All right. I guess I can't have everything. All right, well, now you ready? You ready for your first question, Jenice? Because, I told you I only have one question. There's only one question for the show. All right, make it good now. That's your only question. All right, here we go.
All right.
Who is Jenice-la-vonne?
Yes, Jenice-la-vonne is simply a servant. I'm a regular girl, as you said, from my bio, from Queens, New York, and raised in little country Norcross, Georgia. And I'm just simply a servant. I'm a young woman, and I love the Lord with all of my heart, all of my mind, and all of my soul, as the Bible commands us. And that's just who I am. Currently, the Lord is using me in the capacity of music. So I'm serving God and serving his people through music. And I love it. I enjoy it. And I'm so honored, and I am so grateful just to be used by God.
Awesome. Wow. Yeah, you know yourself, don't you?
Well, I try to know myself.
Yeah. And you did good too, Jenice. You ain't sitting there and say, yeah, let me tell you about my boyfriend, Shorty Boo and
No.
You ain't even mention your parents. You gave all kudos to God. You know what you're doing. All right, obedient. Wow. I know he loves you. He loves some Jenice. That's right. Praise him. All right. So tell us a little bit about how you was, boy, we read about your parents. They, bishop and missionary and teacher. So they've been busy, only child, siblings. What's up?
Yes. So, like you said in my bio, my father's a bishop and my mother's a missionary, and she has a women's ministry where she teaches and empowers women. And I am not an only child. I'm the youngest of 3. And we, grew up born and raised in church. And I guess it's the average story of most TKs, just kids, born and raised in church. So, I know all the church jargon. I know what to do and how to do it and when to do it. But I think one difference in my upbringing is that my parents are a lot more liberal than people would think. Yes, we had rules. And we had structure in our house, and there were certain things that we couldn't do and certain music we couldn't listen to and all that good stuff. And my parents, they're sincere people of God, and they love the Lord. And they taught us to love the Lord with all of our heart and all of our soul. And they really taught us to develop a relationship with Christ on our own. And that's exactly what we did. So I'm so grateful for that. You know, they know that we're human, and you know, although they didn't allow certain things, they did give us space to learn and know God on our own. So, you know, we had some mishaps, we stumbled and we fell, but because of the amazing upbringing that I had, they gave us the word. You know, it wasn't just mommy and daddy's opinion. They gave us the word of God, and that is what really sustained us. So, you know, when we fell, we remember the word of God, and, you know, we repented of our sins and got back on our knees and said, Lord, I need your help. And that's exactly what he did. He helped us back up. So I'm so grateful for my upbringing.
Yeah, awesome. And, you know, it's funny, I've been doing this show a little over a year now, and I do get, you know, quite a bit of PKs on the show, and some of them were out there, you know. They turned 18. Woo, boy, they flew the coop, and it took a while to come back. But they kind of knew deep in their heart what was waiting for them once they decided that they didn't want to live like that anymore. You know, they didn't want to live in the streets and, you know, and chase whatever they were chasing. And then they came back. And there was a couple women and men. It took them a long time to escape, you know, what they were involved in. But they did make it back, and they were here to talk about it in their testimony, you know.
Thank God for that.
Yeah. Now, I was going to ask you before you move on. I just got to ask you this. Now, you said you had, what, 2 or 3 other siblings?
Yeah, I have an older brother and an older sister, so I'm the baby girl.
All right, so out of the 3 of you, your parents could say everybody made it. Everybody made it.
Yeah. You know, everybody's not perfect, but everybody definitely made it. You know what I mean? Like I said, we're not perfect, but we all know the Lord for ourselves, and we all know how to call on God, and we know how to call on our family. You know, that's something that my parents were very big on, was family and keeping one another together. But, you know, at the top of all of that was knowing God for yourself. So, yes, I can definitely say that we're all here, and we're all still alive and well, and finding our way to God. If we're not 100% there, then, and I don't think anybody's 100% there. You know, we're a work in progress. We're working to perfection. So, but we know God, and he knows us.
Right.
Yeah.
You got to know him. I'm going to tell you, Jenice, I had a couple people in here said 1 or 2 didn't make it. They still out there trying to fight their way back. You know, we said, okay, we still give your parents credit. Like one woman was on here, I think it was 4 of them. Two haven't made it back yet. But the father was raising them by himself, you know, so we gave him kudos anyway. You know, 2 became successful. Other 2 trying to fight the way back. You know, still not too late, right? Yeah.
Well, they're still in the race. I was talking to my mother about that last night, as a matter of fact. And, you know, people always, they look at preachers' kids and they say, oh, goodness, here they come. They're the worst ones and all of this stuff. And, you know, I totally understand that. There are so many cases that we can point to and say, yep, that's true. But I think what people don't know and what they don't understand is, and this is not to justify anybody's actions, but I think what people don't understand is that a lot of times when you are a child of a preacher, a pastor, bishop, whatever, you get to see and hear a lot of things that go on in church that are not always great. So, you know, it's unfortunate, but sometimes because we have all this extra information and we see all of these things that's going on and we see how people fight against the man of God and fight against all of that, it makes you feel a little sour, you know what I mean? And it makes you feel away, and it makes you say sometimes, God, why is this happening? If my father is such a great man of God, why is all these things going on? Or it's not even always to deal with your parents, but sometimes it's like, why are these people acting like this? Because not everybody in church is saved. So I think sometimes what happens with PKs is we see and we hear way more than the average, and we see the fraudulency, and we don't like it. So we're just like, okay, you know what, whatever, I'm going to find my own way. And unfortunately, that is the enemy's trick for us. And he pulls us right on out when we know we should stay, because God didn't cause people to do this. They chose it on their own.
That's right.
That's something that I would say to folks that say, oh, here comes the PK. Well, you got to understand the whole situation. So.
And I was going to ask you, too, you know, you hear it all the time. I have friends that are pastor church, and they were, you know, it's funny because a lot of those guys were just normal guys, you know, normal kids growing up. Their parents were like maybe deacons and deaconess, but they weren't pastors of churches, and these guys went on to become tremendous pastors awesome motivational speakers. I mean, they just blow your mind the way they, their style of speaking. I've seen people crawl to the pulpit, and became saved. A massive amount of people, and these guys were just normal guys in the neighborhood. Some cases they were drinkers and hung around with the wrong crowd. But just to say all of that, do you feel that being in a household where your parents know the Bible inside and out, that the enemy bring it after you, the temptation?
Absolutely, most certainly. You are first of all, when you get saved and you name the name of Jesus Christ and you say that you're representing him, you're already a target. But when your parents and people in your family are in ministry, you are most certainly a target, because you're the servant. You're the messenger bringing the message to God's people. And the enemy wants to take you out. And a lot of times he won't go directly to the minister. Sometimes it's easier to hurt people when you hurt the ones that they love. So if he can pull on the pastor's kids, that's his heart. You know what I mean? That's his baby girl. That's his baby boy. So, it's all a ploy just to turn the people away from God. But yes, most certainly, when people in your family are in ministry, there is definitely more of an attack on you guys. Not to say that you're bigger or greater, but you have responsibility because the Lord has called you out and chosen you to serve his people. And the enemy does not want it to go forward. So, yes, most certainly, you are a dead target.
That's right. Big target, boy. Just like the store target. They coming after you, that red target on your back. Now,
that's right.
Now, growing up in the bishop's household, on his rules, did you guys get an opportunity to participate in sports and go to sporting events and, have sleepovers, the normal stuff? Because I know they have real heavy schedules. Were you able to do those kind of things?
Absolutely. I was raised down south, so going to football games and homecoming and basketball, all of that stuff, that's really, really big down south. So, we participated in sporting events. My brother was on a basketball team when he was younger. I really wasn't into sports. I was always into music. But, like I said, my parents were a lot more liberal than what people think. So, we participated in normal chosen activities, but we didn't do sleepovers. And I think the reason for that was justified. You have to keep not one, but both your eyes on your kids, because just like I was just saying before, the enemy will come in and attack in any kind of way. So we didn't do the sleepover thing because my parents just really wanted to protect us, and they can't do that if we're away at somebody else's house with people they don't know. So, they definitely protected us that way. But, I had a really fun childhood.
Yeah, it's kind of a real popular thing now with kids, having a sleepover. Because I was growing up, we had so many kids in our neighborhood. I didn't really want them in my house that long anyway. But after playing with them all day, because we saw the same kids every day, unless it was a new kid moved in the neighborhood, because we had apartments across the street, and you'll get a kid moving in the neighborhood who was pretty good at sports. We got another good player. But we had a lot of kids, so only people really stayed over were my cousins, because a lot of them was from the hood, and they had a chance to stay over with us during the summer months, and, because I only had our younger brother and younger sister. My cousin, we were all pretty close in age. And that was really cool, them coming over and everything for the summer months. But other than that, people from school, and my kids, for some reason, they make all their friends are from school, because we don't have no kids in the neighborhood. So they have to make friends, and their friends are like that too. Even if they have, kids out there to play, they still say, "Hey, Jordan's my best friend. Can he come over, Mr. Jerry?" I get a lot of that. I mean, it's like, okay, but I've gotten to know, like, his really, really 4 top friends, like, no question asked. They say, "Hey, can you go to the music park?" Cool. But we'd just make a family thing out of it. Everybody just go,
Yeah, that's good.
We just drop everything and everybody just go. And my daughter, I'm still trying to get to know her friends. I'm getting their names mixed up. She would get mad. Right. She said, "You don't love me. You don't take me serious because you don't know my friends' names." So now I'm like really taking notice who they are, And
that's
then they
good. You're involved.
Now. They're in the 9th grade. They taller than me. Yeah.
Wow.
So that's what you got to look forward to. Getting to know your daughter's friends.
Absolutely.
Yeah. All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, we're talking to Jenice-la-Vonne. Her EP is out, The Call. Now, where can they find your EP? Where can they find it?
It is everywhere digitally on every digital music store. So that's iTunes, CD Baby, Google Play, Spotify, Amazon, anywhere you can find online music. That is where you can find my EP, The Call. And also you can go to jenice-la-vonne.com and click on the store tab, and you'll be able to pick up the physical copy if you still like to play CDs. So,
Yeah,
check me out.
Right. Yeah. I was trying to figure out if my computer have a CD player so I can play something. Yeah. All right, well, we're going to take a quick break. When we get back, we're going to listen to another cut off of Jenice's album, her EP. So here we go with Darlene Rucker from Randallstown, Maryland. That's right, 35 minutes from D.C.
What do you give to a person who has everything? Hi, I'm Darlene Rucker Williams, and I am the owner of Stylish and Stellar Gifts by Dar. I get this question all of the time. At Stylish and Stellar Gifts by Dar, we specialize in customizing gifts for people and pets too. Our gifts are original and one of a kind. Not only do we deliver, we ship as well. We work according to your budget and your theme. We have gifts for all things, including baby showers, sports teams, get well, bridal, birthdays, pets, just because, and that's just to name a few. So let Stylish and Stellar Gifts by Dar take the worry out of your gift giving today and also for the holidays. Our website is www.stylishandstellar.com, and our phone number is 443-682-5664.
Hey everyone, this is Tanika Gonzalez, spoken word poet. Whenever I'm online, I'm always listening to Jerry Royce Live. You can find Jerry on www.speaker.com. Positive Power 21.
You are listening to Jerry Royce Live Worldwide Podcast.
That's right. You tell him, Robot. You're listening to Jerry Royce Live Worldwide on positivepower21.org. And don't forget, y'all, Jerry's back on the path. That's right. Just like I'm going to Bible school. We're focusing on positive power. That's right. Helping people, get their life straight. So we're bringing some powerful messengers here through song and talk. So and we apologize for tonight because we were looking forward to having T. Spence here from the red carpet. That's right. L.A., Hollywood. We was going to interview her. She's going to be one of our podcasters helping us with empowerment pieces. And also she's going to be bringing some attention to HIV awareness. Also, we got Michelle Emmons going to be here soon in another week. She's going to be here to talk about holistic health. That's right. I can never remember the name of her show, but it's about holistic health. And also we got my good friend Kimmy Kim coming out of Kansas City. That's right, y'all. Kansas City. Home of the Chiefs, that's all I know, and they got good barbecue. She's coming here to bring Relations Magazine, which is a religious Christian radio show in the Kansas City area, but also her magazine, and she's going to be bringing some Christian talk here, perhaps some guests, and have a good time right here on Positive Power. And also, today was our introduction to a brand new format. That's right, we had Bible study. We had Bible study right here on Positive Power with Pastor Virginia Singleton. And it was a good old time right at her church. Man, I don't have a church in front of me, but they from South Carolina, Florence, South Carolina. And it sounded like they had a really good time. And I'm looking forward to that every week. That's a Wednesday night Bible study, but we will be broadcasting on Thursday. So you can listen to it live or on demand anytime you want. And also we're going to be bringing Pastor Gerald Manuel is going to be also offering his Bible study coming out of his church out of Chicago. And another big treat, we're going to have Pastor Keith Powell out of Florida. They're going to bless us with some Bible study. And then we're going to have my Nigerian, the prayer warrior, That's right. The prayer warrior going to be here. Pastor Bello's going to be here with his style, his force, his prayer, his strong prayer will be here also. So we're going to have a lot of different flavors. So you just pick one and make it your home. So if you can't make it to your local, because I know how hard it is sometimes getting off from these jobs, but you can just sit back in the comfort of your home and put your Bluetooth in your ear and enjoy it. All right? And I hope you guys appreciate what we're doing for you, all right? And you be blessed by the good Lord. That's right. And here we go now. We get ready to play what I break, Wonder of You. That's right, from Jenice-la-vonne, her EP, The Call, available everywhere with digital downloads available. So here we go. The Wonder of You.
I can remember the first time my heart rang for you. You were always near, lost in your splendor and power to make things new. Your voice I hear, calling for me to return since I've drifted away. Ashamed I've forgotten, so there's nothing more to say. But bring back the wonder of you. Bring back the moment I said I would walk out for you. Bring back the joy, bring back the awe, bring back the reverence of who you are. Bring back the honor, bring back the wonder of you. Hard to believe that your name I would soon forget. Running to fuel aspirations that suit me best. Show me the way down the path back to where you are. Father, forgive me, I didn't know I was this far. So bring back the wonder. Bring back the moment I said I would walk out this life for you. Bring back the joy, bring back the awe, bring back the reverence of who you are. Bring back the honor, bring back the wonder of you. Take me back to when I first believed. Jesus, you are holy and you are the risen King. Oh, take me back to when I could see. Jesus, you are holy, you are holy, you're holy. Bring back the wonder of you. Bring back the moment I said I would walk out. Bring back the joy, bring back the awe, bring back the reverence of who you are. Bring back the honor, bring back the wonder of you. Take me back to when I first believed. Jesus, you are holy and you are the risen King. Positive powers,
listening to PositivePower21.org with Jerry Royce.
Wow. The wonder of you. That was so beautiful.
Thank you.
Wow, man.
Thank you. Glory to God.
Yes. That was, wow. What were you going through when you were singing that song for the first time?
Actually, the song was inspired by a lady by the name of Jenice-la-vonne. She's an amazing woman of God, and she has a women's ministry called ReviveOurHearts.com. And I was listening to a lesson that she was teaching called The Call to Holiness. And she made, I listened to it 101 times because I love her. She's also an author, so I've listened to it numerous times. And this one particular time, she was talking, and she said, we've lost the wonder of God. We've lost the awe. Sometimes we're in relationships with people, and we take them for granted. And it's the same thing that happens with God. I think we get a little too comfortable, and we think that, oh, God, I'm in trouble, help me, and then he's just supposed to jump when we say jump. But I think we've forgotten that God is not here to just wipe away all of our problems. He wants a relationship with us. He's our Father. He's our best friend. He's everything that we need and everything that we truly desire. And so that's where that song came from. That struck me when she said that, and I said, I have to write a song about that. And here came the song.
Yeah, wow. So you wrote every lyric, every piece.
Yes, sir.
So what about the music? Where did the music come from?
The music was actually produced by a friend of mine. He had been named Curtis Richardson, out of New York, Brooklyn, New York, and he was sending me some music, just, to let me listen and see what I thought about different things. And he sent me one track, and I was like, okay, this is nice, but nothing that I was writing was, sticking. Then he sent me this one. And when he sent me this one, immediately I remember the words that Jenice-la-vonne said, and I said, this is it. And it's funny, I was at work, actually, and I just stopped what I was doing. I just started writing the words, and by the time I got home, the whole song was done. I had finished it.
Whoa. So you up in New York now?
Yeah.
You live in? Okay. So you're working out of New York studios, or you going to Jersey getting work done?
No, I'm actually working out of, I'm working with a production company called Levite Music. The CEO is Terrence Farrell. He's a great friend of mine. He's an incredible musician and just incredibly talented and focused and sincere, and so focused on ministering through music and really giving people Jesus. And I'm so grateful for him, because I was praying, Lord, send me a producer, Jesus. It's not as easy as people think. When you have a certain sound in your head, you have a certain quality. And then also, everybody is not, everybody doesn't have the same mission that you do. And my mission is to minister to people. And so when I met him, immediately we hit it off, because we had that same mission in mind, to really minister and give people Jesus. And I'm so grateful for him. So Levite Music out of Queens, New York.
Yeah. And tell us about, what was going on when you did Do What Jesus Said. That was really nice, too.
Thank you. So Do What Jesus Said, I actually wrote that one without a track. So I was having a conversation with one of my girlfriends, and she was just telling me about this relationship that she was in that really was not that great. And he was just a bit possessive and controlling, and he wanted to really control her every move. And I was just like, girl, you can't, that's not how it works. So I remember I was standing in the kitchen. I just remember hearing, I don't know, the Lord just kind of brought it to me. I heard the chorus, I'll only do what Jesus says. And I was like, what am I going to do with this? So I said, whatever. I said, all right, Lord, whatever you want to say. So the first verse was really about that. It was more so about, listening to people and listening to society. Doing that can really lead you on a wrong path. And then the second verse came, I realized then that the song, I was living the song. The second verse is about, sometimes we think we know everything. And we have all the answers. The Bible talks about how the heart is deceitful. So the song in totality is talking about not listening to society, not listening to people, and then also not totally dependent on yourself. That's why we need God. We need a Savior, because we don't have all the answers. So we have to listen to what Jesus says, because he will never, ever lead us wrong.
Yeah. Woo. Now, where can people find you? Are you touring? Are you opening for anybody? What's going on? Where can we hear you perform live?
Well, I am always in the New York area because that's where I am based. But coming up, I do have a few things coming up. I was nominated for 4 Rhythm of Gospel Awards. So I'll be in Alabama July 23rd through the 26th.
Yeah.
And then I will actually be in your neck of the woods. I'm going to be in Huntingtown, Maryland, August 8th and 9th at Mount Gethsemane Holiness Church with Bishop Robert Watts is the pastor, and that's in Huntingtown, Maryland. So I'll be there that weekend. I'm moving around a little bit.
Where's
Huntingtown. Huntingtown, Maryland. I'm from New York, so I don't know anything about Maryland.
Yeah, it sounds like it must be Eastern Shore or something. I never heard of Huntington. I'm going to have to look that up. You said Huntington.
Yeah.
It sounded a little familiar.
Mount Gethsemane Holiness Church, and Bishop Robert Watts is the pastor, and I'll be there August 8th and 9th.
All right, when it gets close, let us know so we can promote.
I most certainly will. But I'm taking bookings now.
Yeah. Yes, I can show up.
Bookings now and all that. Okay, cool. That'll be great.
Yeah, we'll do an interview with you on our YouTube channel. Yeah, we could do that.
Definitely.
Yeah, I got to figure out where it is first because I don't like driving that far. If it's longer than 2 hours, I won't be there.
Got you. I got you.
Yeah, you know.
But I don't have a set tour yet, but I am booking. So if anybody wants to book me, they can contact me at booking jenice-la-vonne@gmail.com.
All right. So are you working with an agent?
Actually, I'm all independent. No record label, just my manager, Del Tillman, and my publicist is my dad, Bishop Steve Walters. And, we're doing this on our own. UA Music Group. I have my own publishing company. I took the Martha Munizzi route. She's not signed to a label, and, she owns all her music. And I really admired that. So I said, you know what, Lord? I feel like this is the way that you're showing me to go, so we're going to do it just like that.
Yeah, right, because, with digital media and promotion the way it is, man, it's like millions of blog talk radio hosts and people that do talk to artists out there. Just a matter of just networking and find out. Absolutely. Yeah. Now, how did you find out about us? I forgot.
Well, we are connected with Igara.
That's right.
Pastor Powell.
Yeah. That's right. I forgot about that. That's right. Yeah, they keep the network alive.
To me. Oh, yeah, they have truly been a blessing to me. So.
Yeah, and bring on more affiliates. I think they have a special program coming out soon to help sign on more members. The more people know about them, the better. Help us out.
Absolutely.
And what's funny because I've never really been that big of a fan of gospel music before because when you go to the Methodist church and non-denominational churches, the pastors, they got their own sound they want. If they're not singers or performers, they kind of restrict the music directors a little bit because they don't want it to upstage them. So you hear a lot of songs where everybody's singing at one time, and I don't know, I just love listening to solo artists now. I mean, because I never purchased the music before until my wife, her best friend sings jazz, and her sister sings with one of the big-time mainstream guys. And we started listening to some of it, and I was like, wow, it is pretty good. I can see that. I can hear the changeover now where the music is becoming a little bit more creative, too. It's not that same. It's not like organs playing in every single song. Now you get a lot of bass line and, really rich, sounds you're used to when you're a DJ. Because I used to be a DJ. So, I really like your tracks. They were really, really pleasing to hear. And
Thank you. I appreciate it. I appreciate that.
Yeah, you really went for it on The Wonder of You. You was feeling on that one, huh?
Oh, yeah.
Now, do your songs, do they make you cry sometimes? Do you feel like crying?
I think any great song will make somebody cry, and I am a huge crybaby. I do not mind crying. So, yeah, I've cried. The thing about my music is I'm truly, like I said before, a servant. I'm truly a messenger, and the message always has to hit the messenger before they can take it to the people. So every song that's on my EP is something that I've prayed over, and I've asked God, what is it that you want to say to your people? through me. And once he gives me the words, it's something that he brings me through. He helps me to understand exactly what it is he wants me to say. So I'm not just out here just telling people stuff. I've lived this. You know what I mean? Like, this has been a part of me. Like how I was describing Do What Jesus Says. At first, I thought I was writing a song that was inspired by a friend, but in the second verse, the Lord showed me, no, this is you too. You know what I mean? So I said, okay, wow. So, yeah, my music definitely makes me cry.
That's right. So Jenice, so what you want to do with yourself, you know, when it's all over? What's your bucket list? Tell us a little bit about that.
Well, it's funny because a friend of mine asked me that the other day. He was like, well, what is your dream? What are your goals? And I can honestly say, and this is all glory to God, I'm 28 years old, and I'm really living my dream. When I was a little girl, my mother will make you laugh if she tell you the story, but she used to ask me, what do you want to do? What do you want to do? And all of this stuff. And I would say, I want to sing. And she goes, well, you don't want to do anything? No, I'm going to sing. So for me to be doing that now is incredible. I've always been into music, and I've always sang. I hear a lot of musicians say that they'll do this for free, but, you know, when you look at some of the actions that they take, that's not really true. I would seriously sing I've been singing for free. So, you know, if I get paid from it now, that's just an added benefit. But singing and writing I feel like it's what I love to do, but I feel like it's what I'm called to do. And, I definitely want to do a couple more things. I want to teach. I'm really passionate about women of God and us really knowing who we are and taking pride in that. So I'm really inspired by young women, and I would definitely love to teach some young women. I would love to write a couple of books. I'm actually working on a book now, my first poetry book. And maybe later on get into another form of media, maybe some acting. But yeah, I'm thank God by the mercy and grace of God, I'm really living out my dream. I'm really doing what I've been crying about doing my whole life. So I'm grateful.
Yeah. So are you taking any acting classes right now?
I have taken acting classes before, but I'm so focused in my music right now. It's just I'm not taking any classes. My brother's an actor, so I kind of mess around with him, and I help him read lines, but not any serious acting classes yet. I have before, but right now I'm just really focused on the music.
Yeah, because I would say because gospel stage plays are so hot right now, and now I'm getting people inboxing me with pay-per-view versions. You know, they videotaping them right now, and they look good. You know, they're very entertaining. You know, for those of us that can't make it, because I missed one that was right in the Washington area, and I really wanted to go to that. Had tickets and everything, had some special stuff lined up to do. Something came up, but she sent it to me, and it was available on pay-per-view, which was awesome.
Wow, I didn't even know they had it available on pay-per-view. Yeah,
Vimeo. You could do that with your video. Say you decide to do a music video, and you want to offer it on pay-per-view. You could do that.
Very nice. Nice. Yeah. That's good to know.
Go knock on some of those doors with those boys in those film schools that don't have anything to do. You tell them, hey, I'm right here. I want you to do my video. Man, they won't charge you a dime. Just let them know they can be an investor at the same time, set it up.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so we can be so innovative these days. The tools are here. That's right.
Yes.
They call
technology
apps.
Has really advanced us.
Oh, I just can't believe that I can actually run my radio station live on the go anywhere.
Wow.
If I feel like putting something up real quick, and like I was telling you earlier, the bigger your numbers get, the better the internet loves you and it embraces you more. And everybody, we know that from watching, like Oprah and some of these other shows where they bring these people that have like 1 million subscribers and all this kind of stuff. It seems like they will embrace you as some kind of superstar magnet, So
wow.
Once that happens, it's up to you what you want to do with it,
Absolutely.
That's right. You want to monetize it or just be a YouTube star? Pick one.
Hey, but those YouTube stars, they monetize on YouTube, so
yeah, they are.
Never know.
Right, companies will buy spots from you when they know you have 1 million subscribers.
Exactly.
They will hand you a check, big time.
That's
check.
right.
All right. Now we're going to take a quick break. We're going to listen to a little bit of Marilyn Dunn. Her CD is for sale. And then we're going to follow up with a little bit of Kimberly. So when you get back, we're going to get your final thoughts. And then I want to know if you're going to send me a copy of that spoken word piece you have so we can promote you on the show. All right? we like to do that for you, okay? Because the better my music, the more people listen, right?
That's right.
Right now, always all about the money all the time. It's about the listeners, giving the listeners something good. And I really love your music, so I hope, you'll give our producers permission to allow us to, to promote you on our show. So other artists know that this is the place to be, positivepower21.org. That's right, the network, y'all, is here. And don't forget, y'all, we bring you more podcasters. We also brought on Superwoman is coming on board, Tina Hobson. You guys all know she owns her own, what's the word for it? Natural human hair business. That's right, the weave. She owns that. You can listen to her show. I'm not sure how often it runs. Maybe every other week. And remember, we have the hair show with Kerry-Hines. That's right, coming out of Brooklyn, New York. He's on every day, 3-4 hours a day, coming out of Blog Talk Radio. But you can listen to him right here on our show on Friday night, starting at dinner hours. That's right, all the way up to midnight. And then guess what happened after midnight, y'all? Jenice, close your ears now. I don't play gospel after midnight. We play house music. That's right. We bring my homeboy, DJ Spin. We bring him. He has enough music probably to last me the rest of this year. All right. And check out his website, too, djspin.com. That's my homie. And he travels around all through Europe playing special parties. He's down in Miami during the summer months. So if you ever get a chance to catch one of his parties, you'll never forget it. He spins on 4 turntables. All right. So you can uncover your ears now, Jenice. All right.
Gotcha.
All right, but it's clean. It's clean music, though. Remember, y'all, we're about clean talk, clean music, clean radio. All right, here we go with Marilyn Dunn. And when we get back, we're gonna listen. We're gonna talk to Jenice again, get her final thoughts for tonight's show. Hold on, y'all.
Hi, I am recording artist Marilyn Dunn from St. Louis, Missouri. If you are looking for some soul-stirring, anointed, spiritual, and heartfelt music, visit my website at www.marilyndunnministries.com. Or you can also find me on CD Baby, iTunes, and Reverb Nation. For booking information, contact Mr. Kevin Dunn at 636-856-0551. That's 636-856-0551.
What you looking at? I see you talking, but you don't know me. So why you hating? I'm praying. You don't have a clue about me in my life, but I'm praying for you. I'm praying for you. I was created in the image of the man above. So stop scrutinizing and overanalyzing. 'Cause you
You're listening to Jerry Royce Live Worldwide Podcast.
All right, y'all. Kimberly is going to be on tour soon. We're going to be talking to her manager to find out where you can find her. Kimberly. She's probably working on a 15-song album. Coming soon. Woo. Man, boy, we have some powerful singers on the show. Man, you guys be doing it up. See, that's why I ain't had no choice but to go down this road. Jenice, you see that? See, after listening to your song, your beautiful songs, Do What Jesus Says, The Wonder of You, then we get a little, sometimes we listen to the Smiths sometimes, Touch Me, they got beautiful songs out. Then we get a little bit of Kimberly, and my good friend Angel Sessions. Brother, I didn't have a choice. I was brainwashed.
That's right. I told you, God is trying to tell you something.
Yeah, I was brainwashed listening to this gospel stuff, this contemporary. It reeled me in. Yeah, like a fish dead in the water. I was dead in the water. But we were so excited to have you on, and thank you for sharing your talent, your art, your creativity, and we got to have you back. When everything, when you're rolling, when you're on the roll. Come talk to us again. All right, don't forget about us, Jerry Royce Live Worldwide. All right, were you ready for your final thoughts for tonight's show?
Yes, sir. It was such a pleasure being on. Thank you so much for having me. I appreciate it.
You're welcome. So, you have anything to leave our audience with since you're a PK kid? I know you got something powerful. You say you can go ahead and preach. It's okay.
No, I'm not a preacher, but I will just say, again, thank you so much for the opportunity. I definitely count it as a blessing to share my music and to share my story with God's people. And I just want to encourage everybody to stay focused on Jesus and keep one another in prayer. And that the Lord is real, and you don't have to doubt him. You don't have to listen to the nonsense that people are saying. God is real, and whatever you need, he can fill that void. He can fill every void. He can patch up everything that's been broken, everything that's been torn. He can heal it. He can deliver, and he can set free. All you have to do is let him do it. So I'm just grateful to God to be used. And I pray that you all just let the Lord have his way in your life, and that you answer the call that the Lord has placed on your life.
So I knew you had a little something in you. Try to be all humble.
No, it's okay. I want to listen, so
you be listening to your dad sometime. You say, "Oh man, Dad, let me up there right now. Turn that mic up." You ever say that sometimes?
No, honestly, no, I don't. What he does is, you truly have to be called by God. The Bible talks about there were some that were called, and there were some that just went. And I don't ever want to be in a position where I just go. If I go somewhere, I want the Lord to send me. Because if you go on your own accord, anything can happen. But if the Lord sends you, then you're going to be all right. So, no, Daddy, he's called. He does what he does. And I do what I do. So I stay in my lane. If I get the mic, it's because I'm going to be singing. So.
yeah, that's right. He gave you that mic. He said, "Go, baby girl."
That's right.
So if Dad was, he had the people feeling it, and he's finished and everything, he handed the mic to you, he give you that look. What song would you lay out on the people to close it out?
Well, it depends on what's going on. It just depends on what's going on. Usually after he preaches, there's an altar call, so I'll sing something like, "Come to Jesus, come to Jesus. Come to Jesus just now," to encourage the people to come down to the prayer line, to not be ashamed, to not be fearful, and come down to the prayer line. So it just depends on the situation.
That is so cool. All right, Jenice, well, we appreciate having you. Again, don't forget about us. Tell your friends, share it. We're going to send you the file. Keep sharing.
Thank you so much.
They know where to come at to get their Bible study on. So, you tell the people, if they can't make it to church, just tell them they can go check out Jerry Royce Live Worldwide on Positive Power. Also, y'all don't forget, for those of you that have a little problem with those mobile apps, because I know it can get kind of tricky sometimes, because some of you still got flip phones. Go ahead on your computer, your laptop, pull down positivepower21.org, and as soon as you come into my home page, you will hear a show, the last show that was published, which will be this one. That's right. And also for those of you that's really savvy, that's right, download the apps. I also have my own app, but it's cool to go ahead and take Spreaker.com/Positive Power 21. I'm Jerry Royce Live. I'm worldwide. Thank you for tuning in to Jerry Royce Live on PositivePower21.org and Spreaker.com/Positive Power 21. This is a Royce Enterprises production. And don't forget about replay on Facebook.com/Jerry Royce Live. All right, y'all. I hope you felt the power. I'm Jerry Royce Live. Keep tuning in, y'all. We need you.
Hey, this is director, producer Alan Wills, and I am on Positive Power 21 with Jerry Royce Live. And when I'm online, I listen to Jerry Royce Live at www.Spreaker.com/PositivePower21.org. Y'all heard?
I'm on my knees, it's just you and me, Lord. I'm on my knees, it's just you and me. I love you, Lord. I'm on my knees, trying to get through, Lord. I'm on my knees, trying to get through.
You are listening to Jerry Royce Live Worldwide Podcast.
Hi, if you're struggling with your relationship or you just can't seem to find the right one, author Gerald Manuel has written an enlightening new book entitled How to Identify Your Spiritual Soulmate. You may order a copy today from Amazon.com or at BarnesandNoble.com. This book is sure to answer many of the questions you may have. Thank you and God bless you.
Good evening, everybody. This is Tina Hobson, author of Oh, How He Loves Me, Reflections of God's Love for Me and for You, and you are listening to Jerry Royce Live.
You are listening to PositivePower21.org with Jerry Royce.
What up? It's your boy Kano Kingston.
Hi, this is Angel Sessions.
Hey, this is Pat. Hi, I'm Teresa Powell. Hi, Jerry. This is Ira Sandro Carter.
Hi, this is Phil Powers.
Hello, this is Teresa Bobby with Jerry Royce Live.
Hi, I'm Philip Barron. I'm live on the Jerry Royce Show.
Hey, what it do? Boy, who's the same?
Peace, this is Dahlia, the poet, spoken word artist.
Hello, this is Mama Marquise with Jerry Royce Live.
All right, everyone. You got Robin Lynn, and I'm keeping it live right now on Jerry Royce Live.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? What's up? This is a award-winning podcast with the greatest podcast on earth. Thank you for stopping by. I'm your host, Jerry Royce Live Worldwide on Internet Radio, where you get your positive on. So when it's all positive, it's all power. That's positive power. This is a worldwide podcast for growth, wealth, and success. Thank you.
Think you know how drugs get in those little brown bottles? Think again. Set in the green hills of western New Jersey, inside the gilded halls of power of a U.S. pharmaceutical company where decisions are worth billions of dollars and human lives worth less. Nicholas Hardy, a young executive at Marshall Pharmaceutical, finds his career, family, and life in jeopardy. The Farmhouse, a suspense thriller novel by Bill Powers, published by Donna Inc. Publications, available at Amazon.com or DonnaInc.org. Go to Bill's webpage at www.authorBillPowers.com.
Are you looking for the next great read? A book filled with love, passion, betrayal, and intrigue. The award-winning novel, Season of Change, by Tamika Patrice Kane is sure to satisfy your literary sweet tooth. Check out this must-read book reviewers are calling uplifting and emotional, and exceptionally great read, deeply intense and thought-provoking. Order your copy today, available in paperback and ebook on Amazon.com or at www.tamikapatrice.com.
Are you an author looking for promotional services or a reader looking for a great read at low prices? In this competitive world of books, Fighting Royalty Promotions is dedicated to bringing authors and readers together to build a greater respect for literature through our various promotional services and online bookstore. So head over to fightingroyaltypromotions.com and check us out.
Hello, my name is Sabrina, and I thank you for tuning in to Sabrina Brown's segment on positivepower21.org of Jerry Royce Worldwide. I was asked to describe my first experience or my experience on my first experience as a podcaster. This is very new for me because even though I have done public speaking in the past and I don't really mind doing it, I've never actually had to record myself for different people to hear me. So this is very new for me. And I also love writing. I published a poetry book last year, and I just get a joy out of writing for people, be it resumes or other business documents. So the podcast was a very different thing. I literally had to pray over it because I was somewhat nervous, even though, again, I know I love to speak. My dad, I get it honestly from him. He is definitely a communicator, and he speaks at different things from time to time, especially local funerals in our area, because he's a very articulate man and a very great storyteller. But I always had the passion of also doing some motivational speaking on the side. That has always been a dream of mine. So this particular opportunity came to me through an experience I had with Ms. Louise Smith. She introduced me to Jerry Royce, and I did an interview with him, and then he gave me the opportunity to produce these segments in affiliation with his network. So my first experience was definitely to pray, to get over my nerves, to speak with some of my friends about it, just to get some encouragement to go through with the opportunity, because even though I knew it was great, you know, that doubt comes in your mind like, oh, what if I'm not good? What if I don't have material to speak about and these different things? But after I got over those things and after God kind of calmed me down, then I just went to researching what are some topics that I can talk about. What are some things that may be engaging to people? And what are some things that you have always wanted to say to people? And just realizing that opportunities don't always present themselves to people. So when they do come, we have to be ready for them. So this has been what my first experiences as a podcaster has been like. I definitely want to do research on every topic that I talk about. And I also want to bring in some other people to communicate with you also on the different things that we'll be talking about as we go along and as we build additional podcasts or webinar segments. So I look forward to the journey. I am very grateful and appreciative for the opportunity. And I just thank God for opening this door for me and just seeing where it could lead. And I thank you for listening. God bless always. I'm out. Hello, radio listeners. I thank you so much for tuning into my segment, the Sabrina Brown segment of the Jerry Royce Live Worldwide Connection. Today I will be speaking on the power of positive thinking. I think that so oftentimes we can get caught up in what we deal with in life and the things that happen to us that it can damage the way that we speak, even about ourselves and about the things we're going through. I think sometimes we nurture in the spirit of complaining and whining to the point where we never speak positively. We never say, I'm going to make it. I'm going to be rich. I'm going to make my dreams come true. I am going to get that promotion, even if you have been denied multiple times for it. There is power in the tongue, and there is power in positive thinking and speaking. And this is definitely medicine to myself because I don't do it all the time either. Even sometimes if you have been ill and received a negative doctor's report, it is still good to be more powerful than that report that you've given, because the last say-so always comes from God. And we always have to be mindful of that. Even if you have been overlooked on your job for something that you know that you're qualified for, whether it be a promotion or an increase in pay, even if these things are happening to you, it is still good to say, even though it didn't happen now, I know that it is on the way. I know that what lies ahead for me is greater than what I'm going through now. Just to give you a little personal testimony, in 2007, I underwent an experience with walking pneumonia. Didn't even know what was going on at the time, but I found myself sick when I was on this a retreat for my sorority, and I found myself ill and didn't know what was going on. So when I came back to Columbia, South Carolina, I went to the doctor the next day. He told me that my heart was enlarged from the walking pneumonia that I had. And I was like, oh my God. So ever since then, I have been battling with a heart issue. And it is amazing how I have had to tell myself so many times after that diagnosis, because it later went to where I had to have surgery and everything like that. I have really had to tell myself, Sabrina, you're still here. God still has you here. There's still more for you to do. You can't work full time anymore. I was in my 20s, so it was very hard for me to face the news that I would not be able to work full time anymore. I was an internal auditor, and I taught part-time at night at the time when I got ill. So it was definitely a blow for me. But I made up in my mind, and I had to do it multiple times, that I still was going to live. I still had things to do. I still had dreams that I could fulfill. It would just not be an internal audit at the time because I couldn't focus on a full-time career anymore. But it allowed me to do the things that I was even more passionate about, because later on, after God had healed me and delivered me, I was able to still go back to teaching on a part-time basis. And teaching has always been my greatest love, my greatest career path. And in addition to that, I also got to delve into my writing even more. I write resumes for people, and I really do enjoy writing poetry. And I published a book last year. And so these types of things were the things that I can depend on and tell myself, well, even though, again, you're not working full time anymore, and even though you're still young and you miss that camaraderie with your friends and your coworkers, you still have these other things that you can do. You can volunteer more, and you can spend more time with family and give you more flexibility. So no matter what we go through, we have to tell ourselves, even if I get redirected, even if thus and so happens, I'm still going to count it all joy, because we know that God is still going to work it out for us. And it can always be so much worse. Even though I have my issues with my heart, there are still people who have to go through chemo and dialysis and have oxygen tanks and all of these other things. So it could be an even greater medical issue that we're going through. And even those type of people, there's still some people who would love to be in your place because they're not there yet with the treatments that you may be going through. So we always have to tell ourselves it could be worse. God's still going to turn it around. And it is up to me to keep the faith and keep believing that regardless of what the now looks like, tomorrow can be even more promising, yield much greater results. And I'll just leave you with this scripture. In Proverbs 18:21, it says that the power of life and death lies with the tongue. So you can kill yourself physically, emotionally, by poisoning yourself with thoughts like, I'm not worth anything. I'm not good as the next man. I have failed at whatever it is that you are trying to achieve. These types of things poison and kill our own spirit, let alone what someone else may be telling you. But the real power and strength comes from what you are telling yourself. So always tell yourself that you are great. You are going places, that you are, no matter where you are, there is still so much greater that can be done, even through your life. I remember watching the movie The Help. Viola Davis told a little girl, you is kind, you is smart, you is beautiful. And those things we have to keep telling ourselves because they are powerful. They improve our self-confidence, our self-esteem, and it takes that to make it in life. You have to feel good about yourself, regardless of what mistakes you have made, regardless of where you have been, what your upbringing may have been like. There is still so much greatness that can come out of you. But we have to be our biggest cheerleaders and our biggest fans in life. So remember to have a positive tongue and have that same approach with other people as well. Don't kill other people's dreams. Don't kill other people's hopes by the things that you say to them. That's not fair. And that is not Christian-like. If we want to be Christian-like, then we can't kill the dreams and the hopes of others. So many times, those negative words can hurt so much from other people that it can kill the dreams that you have within you. But don't allow that to be. Don't be a negative naysayer for other people. Cheer for them, clap for them, celebrate with them. And when they're down, help lift them up. If all of us would take that approach, it would be a much greater world. That doesn't mean that you have to agree with everything what someone is doing. That doesn't mean that you have to be in their corner for every decision that they make. But it does mean that you can be encouraging, engaging, and definitely positive. So I challenge you to keep a positive tongue. Keep something positive coming out of your mouth about yourself and about others that you are connected to. I pray that you receive this, and I hope that you have a great day. And as always, thank you for listening to Sabrina's segment on the Jerry Royce Live Connection. Be blessed. And as always, hello, my name is Sabrina Brown, and I welcome you to my podcast segments on the Jerry Royce Live Connection. Over the next few weeks, I will be delving into topics that matter to us in an effort to help encourage, motivate, and empower us about the different things that we go through in life. Each week, you can expect a segment about different things, such as why we choose to dream what we dream, why we want to fulfill our destinies, how we can overcome things in life as a heart disease survivor. I would love to produce a segment about that, just to let you know that you can make it through any curveball that life throws at you, because life is indeed full of them. We'll also have some lighter topics about why you may choose to write or why you may choose to publish a book. As an author, that is very near and dear to me, and a lot of people have a passion about writing. So I want to engage you in some of those topics, and there'll be a number of other things like positive thinking and what it means to have a strong mother in your life. And I'll be sharing some stories about my mom in those types of segments. So I thank you in advance for listening, and I value your opinion on them. So please give me some feedback and let me know about other topics that you may want me to speak of. I am an adjunct professor. I have written a poetry book and published that, and also co-published with another great group under the Kingdom Builders Publications here in Columbia, South Carolina. And I just encourage you all to to listen, to tune in to the other great authors and speakers under the Jerry Royce Worldwide Connection as well. And I thank you in advance. And I can also be reached at my website, www.abls and poetrybooks with an S at the end.com. I thank you very much, and God bless. Poetry books. Shallow Internet radio listeners. Thank you for listening to Sabrina Brown's segments. Today I would love to talk about why I wrote a poetry book. So many people have asked me that question since the inception of the book last year, and it is amazing the responses that I generate just trying to think of the right answer to that question, because there's so many different reasons why. First of all, I wrote a poetry book last year called Poetic Rhythms of My Heart. And it is a book that comprises of over 60 poems, and they are on things like love and contributing and celebrating others and life lessons, things that we have learned along the way, things of that nature. So it is a blessing that I have that accomplishment behind me, but what created the idea or the interest in writing to begin with? In my youth, I've always been an avid student learner, and one of my favorite subjects was always English. I enjoyed writing and learning words and learning how to spell them. And even now, I know I need to increase my vocabulary even more, but I always had an interest in reading and writing. And when we began to study the different genres within literature, one of my favorite ones was poetry. And I remember very early on in some of my early English teachers' classes, like God rest her soul, Mrs. Barbara Pouchet, I developed a love for Robert Frost, Maya Angelou, and Langston Hughes. They quickly became some of my favorites. And as I went on to high school at C.E. Murray High School in Greeleyville, South Carolina, shout out to my home area, I had the distinct pleasure of having a class under Mrs. Paulette King. And Miss King read to us what she called a backwards poem. It was an assignment that she had to do for a college project that she had in one of her English classes. And it was so intriguing how she played with verse and played with different symbolisms and different things of that nature and different literary devices through that poem. And she would lead you one way, take you back another, lead you one way, take you back another. I was like, oh my God, that is so creative. And by that time, because I was in high school at that time, I had already written a number of poems myself, but it wasn't something that I did very often. So as I went on to college, I had to take a class or English classes under the late Dr. Ruth L. Strickland. And she was a writer horse. I mean, she taught us the importance of writing. She taught us that we didn't know how to write yet. She made us rewrite so many drafts. It was absolutely amazing. But what I took out of that is that there is a craft to writing. And it picked back up my love for actually developing a finished project. And throughout my college career, as different things happened to me, liking guys and pledging and just all of these different dynamics that you go through while living the college experience, it made me pull back that love for writing poetry again. So my collection began to grow once again. And by the time I finished college, I know I had probably written 20 to 30 pieces or more, So my collection was beginning to grow. And as I shared a couple of pieces with some other people through the years, they would tell me, oh, wow, you can really write, And it was pleasing to my ears to hear the support I would get from other people. And as time went on, I remember writing a couple of poems to my parents. One in particular was for an essay contest that I had to write to win a scholarship through Alpha Kappa Alpha sorority. And one of those was to create some type of creative piece to describe something that meant significant importance to you. So I wrote a poem about my parents, and it was entitled "The Pair That God Gave to Me." And they were so thrilled about it. I remember when I won the scholarship, we had an award ceremony, and my parents were there, and I got to read it to them. And they received a lot of joy just from the words that I chose to write. So it was still burning within me to develop that love and to continue to produce poetic pieces. So the love and the interest was there from a youth, and it continued to grow as an adult. And again, it was just amazing to me how God would put different things in your spirit, and you would get inspired, or I would get inspired by different things. Sometimes it would be just as simple as seeing a flower or a catchphrase that someone dropped in my ear. And I was like, oh, wow, that would be a good piece for a poem. So therefore, my love for it continued to grow. Also, my father, I have to attribute a lot of the poetry book that I wrote to my dad, because I remember him telling us about his experience as a student, a high school student. And he always talked about how he valued being a student, and he always was determined to make good grades. And most of the years he was the head of his class. And he even kept many report cards to show us how successful he was. And he could even remember some of the things that happened to him back in high school, even though he graduated in 1960. He can give an account of different questions that some of the teachers asked him, and he remembered the ones he got right and also the one that tripped him. And I was like, wow. But my father was, because of the death of his dad when he graduated high school, he didn't go on to college because he stayed back to help his mom, even though he really, really wanted to go. And it amazed me, even though he didn't further his education beyond high school, just how articulate he was. When I would use chopped English, chopped grammar, because where we from, a very rural town in Williamsburg County of South Carolina, it is, we almost have that Geechee connection of Charleston, but just at a little slight different, a little different impact. But it is still there in us. So sometimes he would hear me chop some verbs or leave some verbs out, and he would be like, Sabrina, you talking like that? And I would be like, oh, yeah, Dad, sorry. And then I would turn on my proper English grammar or whatever. But it was so funny going back and forth with him, and it just made me more cognitive of how I was speaking and how I was writing. And even I remember going back to Dr. Strickland's class. She was like, you're going to write how you talk. So if you practice talking incorrectly, it's going to affect your writing in the long run. So those kind of things kind of stuck with me. So I give a lot of acknowledgement to my father for giving me that base of writing and just treating the English language with respect and trying to at least speak clearly and properly and being articulate and just aware of the importance of good grammar use. So I give him a lot of acknowledgement for helping the foundation of my book be birthed. And also, what really did it for me was meeting Miss Louise Smith. She is the owner and operator of Kingdom Builders Publications. And when I met her, I didn't know. I just saw this lady at my church who had a very angelic voice. And I was like, wow, I really want to meet her because it is amazing what she did with that song. Later on in the, after the church service was over, I introduced myself to her. She told me about the keyboarding lessons that she taught because I always wanted to learn piano as well. And then she also told me about the publication company. And I was like, wow, I really need to network with you. And so our relationship began to be formed that particular day. And then she told me of a writers club that she had. And it was called Pen of a Ready Writer Society. And I was so honored to join it because I could fellowship again with like-minded people who love to write, who love to read, who can help me to continue to flourish with the ideas that I have and keep me motivated about writing. Because as many people know or don't know, if you're not a writer, it does take constant motivation to continue with the craft. So after meeting her and joining the club, she introduced the idea that she was having a writer's contest. And the prize of the contest would be for the winner to get a free publication with her company. And I was like, oh my God, this is what I need to do. And I really need to try to win this thing to fray some costs. And thank God, I actually won in the poetry division. So I won my publication through her company. And that really gave me the motivation to finish the job and get it done. So after that, the process came with selecting which of these poems from this big collection that I had to try to narrow it down to a book and then try to categorize them in some way that they would actually have a flow and a meaning to the chapters that were produced in the book. So that is kind of how it happened for me and why it happened. And I also wanted to show that, again, I'm from a very rural town. I wanted to show that regardless of where you're from, what odds may be stacked against you, if you put your mind to doing something, then it could be done. If you pray and keep the faith, it is amazing what kind of things that we can accomplish, regardless of where we've been or where we're from or who may be supporting you or who may not be supporting you. It is amazing what we can do if we really rely on ourselves to get it done. So I wanted to kind of show that it could be done and the choices were ours to make in our lives. And I want to leave you with a couple of quotes that I found so very interesting about writing. Ben Franklin stated, either you can write something worth reading or do something worth writing about. I think that is very crafty. There is nothing to writing. All you can do is sit down to a typewriter and bleed. Ernest Hemingway, an author. And then finally, one of my favorite rapper guys from North Carolina, J. Cole, stated, usually I start with a beat. I start making a beat and my producer side is making that beat happen. And on a good day, my rapper side will jump in and start the writing process. It may end up with a verse, and sometimes it just happens that way. So whatever we do, if we just put our heart into it, if we just allow ourselves to bleed into our crafts, if we allow ourselves to believe that a finished product will come, whether it's making jewelry or making soap. Some of my friends are beginning to make hair care products like Dr. Sandler Gordon and Dr. Bridges, who makes these very nice creams and things of that nature made out of shea butter. But it is amazing what we can do if we put our mind to our craft and just kind of bleed in it. So no matter whether it's writing, no matter whether it's making music, no matter whether it's developing some type of product, always believe in yourself and always be determined to make your dreams come true. So that is why I write. That is why I chose to write a book to publish, and just a little bit about what you can do with the dreams that you have. So I hope you find this podcast meaningful, and stay tuned for many more to come through the Jerry Royce Live Connection. Stay tuned, my friends, and I'm out. Jerry Royce Live Connection.
crack the lock. Oh, yes, she could. For many positions. But my heart is nothing like those locks. And your formulas done my brand of stock. Like Little Red Riding Hood, you're the fox. Oh, and baby, I'm scared of you. I don't believe in magic. I believe in love everlasting. I don't believe in magic. I believe in love everlasting. Don't go pulling no rabbits out your hat. It'll be all out for come back. Baby, now I can't go for that. I can't understand that, baby. No, no. I can't understand that. You ain't no Houdini. Oh, I ain't. And I can't understand that, baby.
Oh, like Rudolph Valentino, I can fall down on my knees, pull flowers out my sleeve. Girl, I know you will be pleased. I wonder.
I can't understand that, baby. I can't understand that.
Look, I can pull flowers out my hat, do a disappearing act, come back on you so strong. Girl, I really turn your loving on. I wonder.
I can't understand that, baby. I can't understand that. I need a man.
I'm available.
Mean everything he says. Don't need a boy full of games and tricks every day. I can't understand that, baby. No, no. I can't understand that.
Baby, let me groove ya.
I need a little more.
Baby, let me soothe ya.
Oh, baby, I need a little more.
Baby, let me hold ya.
Oh, no, baby, I need a little more.
Baby, let me squeeze ya.
Oh, child, I need a little more.
Baby, what you want?
Oh, I need a little more. Oh, baby, I need a little more.
Baby, let me hold ya.
Baby, I need a little more.
Gonna wanna control ya.
Oh, no, baby, I need a little more.
Baby, what you want?
Oh, baby, give me plenty of loving.
Baby, let me kiss ya.
Oh, no, baby, need a little love.
Baby, let me hold ya.
Hey, baby, I need a little more.
I wanna just squeeze ya.
Oh, baby, I need a little more.
Baby, I wanna just squeeze ya. Oh.
Come on, baby, I need a little more.
Baby, what you want?
Oh, baby, give me plenty of love.
Baby, what you need?
Oh, baby, I need a lot of love. Need a little more.
Baby, let me hold ya.
Oh, baby, I need a little more.
Girl, I can't do it.
Oh, baby, 'cause I need
I'm
a
going
lot
on
more.
by my way. I can't do nothing for you no more.
All right, you're listening to the Hair Radio Morning Show. It is Thursday, May 21st, 2015. I'm so very happy to have you with us. And I want to say good morning to my wonderful, splendiferous co-host, Miss Pearl Walker from Memphis, Tennessee. Good morning, Pearl.
Good morning, Kerry.
And happy Thursday to you.
thank you. Happy Thursday to you as well. The week is winding on down.
It is. Well, it's so funny that all night and all pretty much the morning I'm thinking today is Friday. And then as I start to prepare for this morning's broadcast, again, I'm looking at the calendar, and it jumps out at me that today is only Thursday. So that extra little burst of energy that I thought I had because it was Friday, at least I thought, kind of evaporated. But guess what?
Mm-hmm.
I got it back. When I sat down and I thought about today's show and how fantastic, the surprises that we've got planned for today. It kind of gave me that little extra boost, so I'm happy. And I want to officially welcome all of you to today's broadcast. It is Thursday, May 21st, 2015, and I'm very excited. I'm kerry-hines, and with me, of course, Pearl Walker. We've got some great things planned until 9 o'clock Eastern Time. We're here Monday through Friday. I want to shout out to our broadcasting partner out there, Jerry Royce's Live, positivepower21.org. They rebroadcast, so I want to say good evening or good afternoon to all those folks out there who listen to us at different times of the day. Or if you are enjoying our archive broadcast, I want to say shout out to you as well. We're going to kick off this morning with some of our hair talk, and then we're going to flip it, and then we're going to jump into some of the music that we have kind of queued for you. And yes, we are going to definitely, Thursday is our reason to go, I call it, to really do the throwback Thursday kind of music, if that makes any sense for a Walker. So on Thursdays, it's like it's all actually our opportunity. So I really go in and look for some of these songs that you guys have sent messages on that you say you want to hear. So this is really quite exciting, and we're happy to do so. So it's going to be a great show. I want you to go grab your coffee. After the commercials, we're going to jump right on in to some of our great hair talk, and on the other side of that, Pro and I'll be back live. So we want you to kind of stay with us, and just stay with us. We've got a lot of the Hair Radio Morning Show to come. And again, happy Thursday. Right, Pearl?
Yes. Happy Thursday.
All right. Here we go.
It's summertime, and the ladies of Natural Born Hats have done it again. For the summer season, Natural Born Hats will have fedoras, floppy sun hats, military, and a 5-panel hat that round it off. Different styles, same protection of a satin lining that will prevent the blaze of the sun from drying out your hair follicles as well as burning your scalp. But that's not all. Natural Born Hats will be introducing bucket hats and turbans. So if you're not a fan of the floppy hat, try a bucket hat for the beach. And if you want to hide those braids and twists in a style or for even deep conditioning on the go, try a turban. And if you're going to be in Philadelphia in May, we have an upcoming natural hair show on May 30th. For more information, check us out on Instagram at Natural Born Hats.
Hi, Hair Radio Show fans. This is Shanna Van Ness, creator and host of my new talk show called The Living Room. Tune in at www.thelivingroom.tv.
You're listening to the Hair Radio Morning Show. I'm kerry-hines. Now, I have a very, very special guest with us today. He's from the world of music. You know him. His name is Lenny Williams. Lenny, welcome to the Hair Radio Morning Show.
Well, I'm glad to be here. Thank you so much.
Yes, we're happy to have you. Now, you have quite an expansive career in music. And the first thing that comes to mind when we think of Lenny Williams, you know where I'm going with this. Lenny, everybody recognizes you as, yes.
Yeah.
Exactly. How do you feel about that? I've always wanted to know that. How do you feel about being known as the singer who, that's his tagline? How do you feel about that?
It's cool. I love it, you know. I mean, I've had songs that have been higher on the charts. Actually, "Cause I Love You" never was a single. You know, I've had songs that in the top 10 And but this song seems to have distinguished itself. It has a something that stands out, and so most definitely it's humbling and it makes me feel good that that people can identify me with that.
Well, that's amazing. So, "Cause I Love You" was never actually released as a single?
Yeah, never as a single. It was on it was just on the Spark of Love album. And I remember years later, MCA at that time, before it became Universal, wanted to do a single, and so they asked me to edit it, and then I tried it, and I was like, oh, it didn't work. And then they had Andre Fisher, now the Cole's husband at the time, to try to do it, and they didn't like that, so it's never ever been a single.
Wow. And I mean,
7.5 minutes, right? Yeah.
Wow. Yes, and it is quite popular, and it just stands. I guess it's such a great song that it just stands the test of time and just has reached and touched so many different individuals. So I know you have to perform that everywhere you go.
Yeah. If I don't do that, they'll run me out of town.
Oh yeah, you got to do that. And we can't get enough of it. So now, Lenny, I want to go back a little bit. I want to share with everybody. Yeah, let's go back. Where are you from? And just how did you get your start? Where are you from?
Well, I'm from Little Rock, Arkansas. That's where I was born. But I was actually raised in Oakland, California. I came to Oakland when I was 18 months old. And my mom tells a story that she taught me how to say the Lord's Prayer. And so she invited some of the older women from the church. And she said, Leonard Charles knows how to say his prayers. And they gathered around. And so time for me to, say my prayers. And I said, Our Father. And then I threw my hands in the air and said, Hey, Baba, wee bop, which was a hit song at that time. And so I guess I've just been listening to the radio and singing, all my life. And then I started playing trumpet in the fourth grade. And then I went to church with the Stewart family, which is Sly Stone and his family, with Walter Hawkins, Ed Hawkins, Tremaine Hawkins, Andre Crouch, Sandra Crouch, Billy Preston, So, I was kind of always around music. And then after I kind of got out of church, I was hanging out with people like Huey Lewis and John Fogerty from Creed's Clearwater. So, just always, music has always been a part of my life. Yeah.
So those were some of the influences. Who were some of the others?
Well, I loved Sam Cooke when I was growing up, so I listened to the radio and, just trying to learn all the Sam Cooke songs. And my cousin and I, we went to school together, went to high school together, so we just grabbed us a carton of milk and some cookies, and we'd walk around and sing Sam Cooke songs and have a contest to see who could be the number one Sam Cooke imitator. And he'd always vote for himself, and I'd always vote for me. And so, it was always a tie. Yeah, but that was my main man right there, Sam Cooke.
Wow. Well, I want to talk about the Tower of Power days as well. What can you tell us about that whole experience? We know that you then went on to your remarkable solo career, but what can you tell us in summary about your days with Tower of Power?
Yeah, the way I met the guys in Tower of Power was I did a record in like 1969 on Fantasy Records, and everybody was saying, "Well, when are you gonna do a show? When are you gonna do a show?" And I'm like, "I don't have a band." So a friend of mine introduced me to this guy, and he took me to Fremont, California, which is about 40 miles outside of Oakland, to a suburb. And I went out there and I met this young band, and they called themselves the Motown Soul Band. So we started talking and hanging out and, rehearsing and things, and then nothing ever came of it. And so fast forward a few years later, I was hanging out with Larry Graham, and we were writing songs, and Larry suggested we put some horns on it. So he said, I'm going to call the band Tower of Power. So they came over, and when they walked through the door, I'm like, oh, I remember these guys. They used to be the Motown Soul Band. So we got reacquainted, and then I started writing for them. And then they had a problem with their singer. And so they said, well, you want to be the singer? We have a problem with the guy that's the lead singer. I'm like, okay, cool. And so then we put out So Very Hard to Go, and bam, it was number one. Just like that. I think we recorded it in in December, by the end of January, it was number one. It was just
wow,
just a trip, just real music business, I would say.
Exactly. So then you began to carve out a career for yourself as a solo performer. But I believe that you probably took a lot of those lessons and things from the group. That you carried that forward with you. I like the fact.
Yeah,
am I right? No, you go ahead. Tell me. Okay.
Yeah,
I was just going to say,
like Top Power. Top Power was a big group. There was 12 members in the band, and we had 2 managers and the roadies and everything. So I learned a lot of things that you should do to make a band work and run efficiently. And then I learned a lot of things that you shouldn't do. Top Power had a lot of drugs. There's a lot of drugs in the band. And a lot of drugs, alcohol, sex, drugs, and rock and roll, really,
Right.
And so, so I've learned, that those things can actually destroy your band's career and things like that. So there were a lot of lessons to be learned, but most of them were positive lessons. And so, I was with the band for we did 3 albums, and then I left and started, return to my solo career.
Absolutely. Now, listen, I also like the fact that you worked with folks like Betty Wright and the Roots, of course. There is the song that you guys did. I believe I think it's called "Baby Come Back." But it's just such a great song. What is it like when you get to, and that's just amongst many, of course, but what is it like when you get an opportunity to work with these other legendary artists?
Well, just like I was just sitting around and the phone rang, and it was like, I answered, "Hey, baby," Betty Wright on the phone. I was like, "Oh, cool. What's up?" And she's like, "Hey, I'm doing this song. I want you to do it." And I said, "Okay." And she said, "I'm going to send it to you." And she said, "You tell me what you think." So she sent it to me, and I listened to it, and on the computer. And then she said, "Well," I said, "I like it." She said, "Well, this is what I want you to do." And so she told me what to do, and so I went to the studio and I did it. Then I sent it back to her, and then she said, "Well, I want you to do a little bit more of this, a little bit more of that." And I said, "Okay." Send it back. She said, "Well, okay, look, don't do too much over there. Betty, she knows her music, right?" And
yeah.
So then,
yeah.
She's like, "Oh, I'm loving it. So I wanted to hear her laughing, and she seemed like she loved it. And so that's just how it came by. And I was just like so excited and so honored, to do the song with Betty, because she's a class act and a legend, herself. It was definitely.
Absolutely. Well, it is a fabulous song. Let me say that. So definitely for you guys out there. Now let's talk about your music, the current music, and also some of the projects, of course, that you had along the way. What are some of the things that you're working on these days?
Yeah, well, I just did an album called Still in the Game, and, did that, I think, in 2012. And, we're still working, and promoting that. And then I've been doing some plays. And then also I, spent a lot of time down south and in Chicago, and people love the blues, so I've kind of incorporated some blues into my show. And so people would always say, "Well, what's on my CD? Is that blues on there?" And I'm like, "No." And so I was like, I'm going to have to cut me a couple of blues songs, and put on the CD. Mm-hmm. So I went in here recently and did that. And then so somebody heard it, and they were having the blues tour. The blues is all right tour. And they said, "Well, you want to be on that?" And I'm like, "Yeah." So now I'm on the blues tour. I'll be doing that all of March and some of April. And, well, actually starting in February 27th down in New Orleans, and then all of March. And so just excited about that. And, it's just tremendous to be able to go back and do things like gospel and the blues because they're the roots of our music here in the United States, in America.
Absolutely. Yes. Folks, if you've just joined us, you're listening to the Hair Radio Morning Show. I'm Kerry-Hines, and we have a music legend with us today. His name is Lenny Williams. Lenny, I just want to welcome you again to the Hair Radio Morning Show.
Hey, it's my pleasure. Most definitely my pleasure.
Now, I have to say, and we kind of just moved a little bit past that, but I do want to talk about Still in the Game. You have a lot of great songs on there that I really, me as me personally love, and I'm sure everybody out there feels the same way. What was it like in doing a lot of those songs for that particular CD? And I remember you did one that I love, and I have to think of it now that I'm on the spot. But what was it like for you doing all of those?
Yeah.
Well, I like that one too. That's one of my favorites too. I like Still. I like. It was the one
that got away.
Well, that I like too. And we have all these songs going on, but there was one other one that you did, In My Mind. And you tell me which CD that was on. Yes. That was on that CD. Oh, my goodness. Let me tell you something. Oh, that was on the other CD. Okay. Sir, you are a singing man, and we love it. We love it. You know, there's just something about these songs that you do that are just fantastic, obviously. So Still in the Game, Still in the Game is still out there, and folks can pick it up and hear some of these other songs that you have. Mm-hmm. Okay. All right. Well, now, and you were just saying about the blues, so now you're kind of moving into that territory. What is it like to kind of make that transition, and how do you feel about it?
You know, it's not like it's like I'm just when I do my shows, that's all I do is blues, but because I still have to be true to who I am and where I've been.
Mm-hmm.
So when I go on stage, I try to sing all of the songs from the various eras that I've been singing. So the Child Power stuff, the stuff that I did after I left Child Power, the songs I did with Kenny G on the Bill Tones album, and then now incorporating a couple of blues songs into my repertoire, and then basically so that way whoever is in the audience, they get a little bit of the Lenny Williams that they came to see. And, so it's just been tremendous, and great reception. People seem to love it, and so, we just keep on marching on.
I hear you, sir. Now tell us about the music of today. How do you feel about some of these younger performers, some of these new artists who are out? I know quite a few of them have already sampled your music, so we kind of have an idea how they feel about you, but how do you feel about them and the music that they're doing these days?
Well, there's some good artists out there, like Neo and different people like that, Beyonce,
mm-hmm.
So definitely like them. And then the rap. I like rap music too. Sometimes I think some rap artists are lyrically challenged. I mean, I would say that the way they do their lyrics, even the stuff that I don't like, it's great. I mean, I listen to the way they compose their lyrics and things like that, and it's like it's sensational, and I see why it fails. But I think that some of them limit themselves because with the a lot of the profanity and things like that, and it's like, well, what if you get a call from Disney and they want you to do a song for 9-year-olds? If all you can do is swear, and use profanity, then you're going to miss out on that $1 million contract. So I think that people need to broaden their scope a little bit. But I think it's their day, and so I mean, who am I to get in the way and overly critique what they do? I listen to what I like, what I like, and what I don't like, I turn the channel. And I'm sure that people, when my music comes on, if they like it, they listen to it. If they don't like it, they turn the channel, which we're all entitled to do. But for the most part, I like what's going on. I can turn the radio on and listen to it, come to the club, and I'm like, I'm tapping my feet. I feel like getting out on the middle of the floor and doing my thing. So
wow,
more power to them, most definitely.
God. Well, they can certainly take a page from your playbook with the longevity of your career. Just amazing. Okay, well, Lenny,
yeah, I've been around for a while. That's most definitely,
Yeah, absolutely. Now, I want to talk a little bit more about the current projects and how folks can find you or your music. Tell us.
Yeah, I'm on. You can go to lennywilliams.com, And you can also I'm on Facebook, I'm on Twitter, on Instagram. So, you can go to iTunes, Amazon, all of the online, stores and find my music. And, we're in business, we're in the music business, and we're out there doing shows, we're doing videos, and, we're making it happen. One hair show, and, just making it,
yes,
making it happen, and being, visible and everything like that, and viable, so, that's what, the music business has changed a lot, and especially for older artists, artists that have been around for a while, myself included. I see people, who are icons like Aretha Franklin putting out records people don't even know that they're out. Ron Isley, so it's definitely a time to be diligent and just rediscover and redefine yourself and your methods of getting your music out. So the internet and social media,
exactly,
making your own records and things like that. It's the theme of the day.
I couldn't agree more. It seems like that is, unfortunately, it's not quite the way it was before, but at the same time, there are a lot of great possibilities that I had.
Most definitely. I mean, you just got to, and I think what it is getting people back to the point where they're, what you're doing for self, and you're not reliant upon, a record company coming and signing you, or, so when the going gets tough, it's tough to get going. And so, you figure out another way to do it. When I was growing up, if my dad, if something went wrong around the house and we didn't have the money to call, the man with the big truck to come do it, he did it. You figure out, you sit up there and look at it from the left side and the right side and the other side and the other side, and he said, okay, I'm ready. And take it apart and fix it and
exactly.
put it back together.
And made it work, exactly.
Yeah, make it work, most definitely. So that's what we're doing. We're making it work, and it's exciting. It's exciting, and it keeps you going, keeps that blood flowing. You're getting up, every day, and it's a new challenge, and then when you succeed, you pat yourself on the back, and you see the rewards of what you've done.
Absolutely. Well, Lenny, I have to say, I want to thank you so much. Did you have any any last comments that you'd like to share with us today? Any words of inspiration?
Yeah, I just like to say that I want to thank all your listeners, for supporting me over the years. Buying the CDs, buying the records, coming out to the shows, and calling radio stations and asking, requesting the records. I want people to know that I don't take that for granted. That I am humbled by it, and hopefully I can live up to the the standard, and always be professional and give people what they want.
Lenny, you have far exceeded that. Folks, Lenny Williams, I want to thank you so much for being with us here on the Hair Radio Morning Show. We so appreciate it. You're such you're doing some great things out there. You've always done great things. You're a legendary performer, and we see why. So thanks so much for being with us today.
Thank you.
Folks, keep it right here. There's more of the Hair Radio Morning Show to come. Stay with us.
Hello, my love, I heard a kiss from you. Red magic satin playing near too. All through the morning rain I gave the sun doesn't shine. Rainbows and waterfalls run through my mind. In the garden I see wet purple shower bells from one further river cousins dressed in green. Pretty music I hear, so happy and loud. Blue flowers echo from a cherry cloud. Feel sunshine sparkle pink and blue, a playground full laugh. If you try to ask, or is it cool? Is it cool? If you arrive and don't see me, I'm gonna be with my baby. I'm free. Fly you on over to sea. Sing windows down the candy spring. See speakers of skies with little open they can freedom fly. A present from you, strawberry letter 22. The music plays, I set him for you.
Hi, this is Kerry-Hines from the Hair Radio Morning Show to tell you all about Hair Nation. It's a live and in-person 3-day hair and beauty extravaganza. It's coming in February 2016. If you are in the hair and beauty industry, you don't want to miss this event. Go to hairradio.com or call us at 1-800-526-2610. And it's 1-800-526-2610, extension 2.
Are you a Hair Radio Rewards member? It's free to sign up, earn great gifts, and more. You get 1,000 bonus points just for enrolling. Just email your name, telephone number, and email address to rewards@hairradio.com or call us 800-526-2610. That's 800-526-2610, extension 2.
You're listening to the Hair Radio Show. I'm Kerry-Hines. Now, we've got a great person on the line. Her name is Edith Younger. Now, she is the owner, the proprietor, if you will, of A Cut Above Salon. Now, they're out of New Jersey. Edith, welcome to Hair Radio.
Thank you, Kerry. Glad to be here today.
Well, we're happy to have you. Now, you've garnered quite a bit of press over the years. You've had to, pretty much go up against redevelopment folks who wanted to kind of just come in and do some things, to establish themselves where you were already established. So we're going to talk about all of that. But first of all, Edith, take us back. You've been in business for about 30 years. Where are you from?
Well, I'm actually born North Carolina, grew up in Brooklyn, and moved to New Jersey almost a little over 30 years ago. And actually started in the business almost 28 years ago.
So what was it that kind of gave you that what lit that flame, if you will, that desire that you wanted to do hair? What was that?
Well, actually, I was looking for something to I was looking for additional income. I was divorced with a young child, and I felt like I wasn't sure how corporate life was going to go for me, and it didn't go well. So I went looking for a business, and I love doing hair. I used to do it in college, did my friends and family without any training. And so I purchased the shop and then went to school.
Right, that's what I was about to say. You purchased the shop first and then went to school.
Yes, I wouldn't call that. That wasn't a good, smart thing to do because when you really don't even understand how to do the work, and then you really don't understand the business aspect of running the business, it's a steep learning curve. But you got to be persevering person. So I stuck in there, went to school, and then learned how to run my store. And so it's 28 years, and I'm really quite happy with what has happened.
Okay, so at the end of the day, it's absolutely worked out for you, but you wouldn't advise anyone else to, hey, buy the salon first and then go to school.
Nope, I would not. I would actually and have advised people to go to school, learn how to do the work, get the skills, work someplace that you want to. If you're planning to have a shop, work in a place that you like, that you see how it's run, so you learn the business and the back end of the business. Because really, you can do all the hair you want to do. If you don't know how to manage your business, it won't be successful.
Uh-huh. Well, listen, if you have just joined us, you're listening to the Hair Radio Show. I'm Kerry-Hines. We've got with us Edith Younger. Now, she is the owner of the A Cut Above Salon, and they're located, Edith, you guys are in New Jersey where?
New Brunswick, New Jersey. We've been in New Brunswick. Mm-hmm.
Okay, and how would people find you? Is there a website and a phone number?
Yes, www.acutabovehair.net, and the phone number is 732-249-6885.
Okay, now just switching gears and kind of still talking about some things that happened in the past, you got quite a bit of press and notoriety when the city chose the block with your salon on it to redevelop. Now, you've been in business at that point, for about 10 years, and there was a great article that was in the archives of Black Enterprise, and I thought this was just great, where you kind of took, I hate to say the word fuck, but you took on the city and tell us what that was all about and your experience.
Okay, well, my salon was on a corner. We had a really great location right downtown New Brunswick, in the theater district, and I believe it was October 1996. A reporter dropped in and said, "Have you heard?" I said, "Have I heard what?" "Have you heard the city's taking this block?" "What do you mean taking this block?" I had just redone my shop. My landlord and I had made a wonderful deal. He needed more space. I had more than I needed. He took some of mine and, replumbed my thing, gave me a whole new bathroom, and I bought new furniture. I mean, we were sitting pretty on that corner, both of us, happy as we could be. And the city came and said the UMD&J, the University of Medicine and Dentistry, was going to build an office building on our block, the whole block. There were 17 businesses on that block, and they were taking the block. And the city and the developer went about the business of trying to move us all out of there. And that was October 1996. And so I'm like, okay, this is not good. And I tried to talk to my neighbors about it. And, some of them were fearful. I mean, I said, look, they're going to take the block. You got to get that. They're going to get it. We have to make the best deal we can do to survive our businesses. And some of the businesses were owners, so they were going to be paid for their buildings, but I was a renter. My landlord was great. He owned the building, and so, we just fought. And so I got a lawyer who was one of my customers. This is what people, the city and the development company didn't quite get, that you never know who's sitting in the beauty parlor. And my client, I had a client who was a politician or she worked for a political person, and I had a client who both were attorneys, was an attorney, and they, came to my aid. And so my lawyer, after 7 months of me just fussing and fighting, and, if you are negotiating and you can get publicity, then they have to deal with you. And, of course, this poor woman, that would be me, was going to lose her business. My daughter was graduating from high school. I'm getting ready to send her to college, and they're trying to put me out of business. This will not work. So I actually had Channel 9 come, because I send press releases. I had a relationship with a young lady who was a writer, and I said, you got to write me a press release. I need to have the newspapers here. And so she did, and we had newspaper coverage. Then we had TV coverage on the block in the corner, which aggravated the city immensely. And my attorney came in towards the end of that, and because I didn't have an attorney, I was doing this by myself. Wow. And she said, I'll help you. She said, we can get this done. And so she started negotiating with the developer. And so when she finished, just to make a long story shorter, I actually got moved to another place. My rent was subsidized by my developer in the new place for a year, and I was put right back in their brand new building when they got it finished, and they built out my salon because really the little bit of money they spent on me was nothing compared to the lots of money they were going to make on the building. So to get somebody to finally shut up and they took very good care of me, and they are presently my landlords, and they're very nice to me. It's great. I have a great relationship with them, and it's all good. And so I would just advise anybody, because